All right, team, how you doing? We are at day 4 of the Daniel fast, a 40-day fast. We're at day 4. Um, Today, I didn't have anything exciting going, any changes, no struggles in particular. Um, the, the craving for coffee was actually gone, so that was great. I didn't have that. I hate how these collars is. I got to figure that out. Somebody make a video on how to iron your collars right. Send it to me. But I didn't have any cravings for coffee today. No cravings for starch because I had brown rice for dinner last night and I had a little brown rice for lunch. One thing I'm noticing is brown rice is a little difficult to cook. It turns into mush if you overcook it. And I did read Daniel chapter 3 as promised. And in Daniel chapter 3, what happened was the king Nebuchadnezzar, he made an image of gold. When he made this big image of gold, he commanded everybody in the kingdom at the sound of the instruments playing to bow down to it. And what happened was that Daniel's friends, which is Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they refused to bow down to it. They didn't. And somebody went over to the king and told the king that the Jews that he appointed didn't bow down to the image of gold. So the king called them into court, face to face, and told them, like, look, I heard you didn't bow down to the image of gold. I'm going to go ahead and give this command. And when the command is given, when the instruments are played, I want everybody who hears it to bow down to this statue of gold that Nebuchadnezzar made. Now, remind you, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were Daniel's friends, the ones that didn't participate in the food. They were on a Daniel plan too, the Daniel diet. And so when the sound played, they refused to bow down because they worshiped another god. And what happened when they didn't bow down? Nebuchadnezzar had them thrown. He had the fiery furnace heated up, I think like 7 times. Yeah, he had it heated up 7 times or what it is, and had them tied up and thrown into it. They say the furnace was so hot that when the people that was walking them over to it got close, that they fell into it. They fell and burnt up. Well, the people burned up. They were walking them to the furnace, and then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego actually fell down into the furnace. And the king Nebuchadnezzar, he went to see that they were burning, and when he looked, he saw 4 people. Now, he saw 3 people fall in there, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But when he went and looked in the fiery furnace, he seen 4 people walking around there, and the 4th person looked like the Son of God. So that's what people are saying, that was an appearance of Jesus in the Old Testament. So he had them come out, and he was like, oh man, whatever God you serve is actually the best. I mean, this is paraphrasing it. But whatever God you serve is actually the best. He made a decree that everybody worship the God that they serve. Said when they took them out that their clothes didn't smell like fire, their hair wasn't scorched, and they just had no potential fire damage on them, which was amazing for King Nebuchadnezzar. And he actually praised God and made that decree that nobody should speak anything negative against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And then he promoted them in the province of Babylon. So we're seeing favor of giving. I'm seeing favor. What I'm getting out of this, I'm seeing a couple things, and this is just probably surface things. But I'm seeing that those who chose to make that sacrifice and not partake in the king's food and the wine, they were connected to God. They knew their purpose. They knew what they should do and what they shouldn't do. So for me, I'm seeing in my daily life, I have to know what I should do, what I shouldn't do. I have to realize the protection and the promises that God has before me. And in the midst of all my trials and tribulations, how they were thrown into the furnace, I got to realize that Jesus is with me, and he's there and he'll protect me. And it's just so funny, man. I can get on here on any of my social media channels, and I can share the most pathetic, uneducated, bullcrap message, and people will like it, they'll share it, they'll comment, they'll joke, But when I get on here on some serious stuff, preaching his word or talking about a serious journey, people don't want to tune in. So I'm encouraging y'all to use your smartphone to educate you instead of entertaining you. I do appreciate you watching. We're about 5 minutes into the video, so I do appreciate you. Please do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up button. Give me a like. Subscribe below. You're supporting a great change. My wife and I, we're starting off 2023 on this Daniel plan fast. We're not eating anything besides this thing, no processed food, basically. No processed food, no coffee, no caffeine, no soda, no kind of fruit beverages, high fructose corn syrup, no flour. Like, we're only partaking in things that were around when Daniel was made. When Daniel was on earth, and things that God made. So this is a journey. It's a fast, but the specifics isn't more about losing weight. It's about getting that closer connection and better relationship with God. Depending on him, meditating on his word, thinking about him, coming to him in prayer. And I'm praying that it will give me actually a better spiritual connection and improve, with me and my wife, my wife and myself, my wife and I, however you say it for those politically correct. I wanted to improve what we have going on. That's why I went on this journey. I knew nothing about the Daniel fast. We're learning. We ordered a cookbook. I ordered an audio book. So that way we can stay to it throughout the journey, throughout the process. And just reactivate our bodies, man. Some of us, or most of us, are so used to having so many different chemicals and things inside of us that we don't know how our body feels or how it should react normally. Like, you may not actually know how your body would feel without half of the crap in it that you keep in it. We keep pumping ourselves with sugar. We're pumping ourselves with meat that's not slaughtered correctly. We're pumping ourselves with growth hormones, high fructose corn syrup, all this stuff that's just killing us and shortening our lifespan, destroying our kidneys, destroying our liver. Those energy drinks, overworking our hearts. I've been drinking energy drinks hard for like 6 years. Coffee every day for about 23 years. So I'm talking to you about something I know. And I'm addicted to carbohydrates. And I struggle with a lot of things, but this journey is, I'm just going to give it up to God. I can't do it myself, so I'm going to see what happens. I need some help. 2023 is going to be a year of victory. So please join us, tune in, share it, comment, whatever. You know the mission. Typically, I talk about, staying out of prison, making money and things like that. But I'm taking a break and just talking about getting yourself together, some self-development. So join us on Daniel Fast. This is the journey. It's not a struggle. This is the journey. And the journey takes steps. It's a process. I'm on day 4 of 40. Tune in tomorrow for any updates. But today, everything was fine. What I have noticed, since I haven't had meat, and I had fish, but no like red meat, no pork, turkey, chicken, beef in 4 days. And I've been consuming more fruits and vegetables, bright things. I've noticed that like my upper intestine, this upper part of my stomach is trimming down, but a little difference in the bowel movements. No beverages, so my urine has been clear. Just been drinking water. I've never drank water consistently for 40 days, probably in my life. So I know my body's just gonna be happy from detoxifying itself from all the impurities of what I've been drinking. So stay with it. It's not too late if you want to start. Join us. Go back to day 1. See where we're at. The book of Daniel isn't too many chapters, so I'm gonna run out of this soon. The book of Daniel is only 11 chapters, so it's not gonna take me but so far. So I'm gonna find something else to read and just educate you, build you up spiritually and emotionally. It's a journey. Thank you. Stay heavily motivated.